History isn't shaped only by kings and wars. Sometimes it's shaped by the weather. We often think of history as a story of human decisions, of great leaders and grand battles. But what if one of the most powerful forces driving civilization isn't human at all? What if it's the environment itself? When the climate shifts, even subtly, the delicate systems we depend on can begin to break. The first domino to fall is almost always food. When crops fail, prices skyrocket. When people go hungry, they move, they protest, and they demand change. When food systems break, societies follow. This isn't a new phenomenon. It's a pattern woven throughout our entire history. Let's travel back to the year 536 AD. It's often called the year without a summer. A massive volcanic eruption, likely in the northern hemisphere, blasted a thick veil of ash and dust into the atmosphere, dimming the sun for over a year. Across Europe and Asia, temperatures plummeted. In China, summer snow was recorded. In Ireland, the chroniclers state there was a failure of bread. Crops failed on a continental scale, leading to widespread famine and disease. This sudden climate shock didn't just cause suffering. It destabilized entire empires. The Eastern Roman Empire was weakened, migrations were triggered, and the world was plunged into what's known as the Late Antique Little Ice Age. The key takeaway is simple. Sudden climate shocks can cause fragile systems to collapse. Now, let's jump forward to the period between the 14th and 19th centuries. Known as the Little Ice Age. This wasn't a single event, but a prolonged period of colder, more volatile weather across the northern hemisphere. Glaciers advanced, winters were harsher, and growing seasons were shorter. For agricultural societies, this was a disaster. Repeated harvest failures became the norm. In France, leading up to the revolution in 1789, the price of grain and bread soared beyond the reach of ordinary people. This economic desperation turned into political rage. Of course, the climate didn't single-handedly cause the French Revolution. Complex social and political factors were at play. But the constant hunger and economic strain acted as a powerful fuel, pushing an already tense situation over the edge. Climate didn't cause the revolution, it fueled it. This pattern isn't just ancient history. It continues into our modern world. Consider Syria between 2007 and 2010. The region, part of the historically fertile crescent, experienced its most severe drought in recorded history. Rainfall levels dropped dramatically and agriculture collapsed. An estimated 1.5 million people, mostly farmers and herders, lost their livelihoods and were forced to migrate from the countryside into already overcrowded cities. This mass internal displacement added immense pressure to a nation already facing economic hardship and political tension. The drought didn't directly cause the civil war that followed, but it acted as a threat multiplier, worsening existing social and economic problems and contributing to the wave of instability that swept the region. This brings us to today. The climate changes we are currently experiencing are happening faster and on a more global scale than anything in recorded human history. We see it in the record-breaking heat waves, the unprecedented floods, and the devastating droughts and storms happening all over the world. But unlike in the past, our world is now deeply interconnected. A crop failure in one continent can affect food prices on another. A drought in a key region can disrupt global supply chains. The lessons from our past are not just stories, they are warnings. History shows one thing clearly. When climate changes, nations change too. Thanks for watching. If you found this interesting, consider subscribing for more.